Hi, virtual learning day number 6. And today we are going to look at systems of elimination multiplication part 2. Now we've already talked about several systems where the coefficients were opposite or the coefficients were the same or the smaller coefficient divided into the bigger coefficient evenly. Well, what happens when you don't have any of those? For example, 4 does not go into 6 and 2 does not go to 9. All right, so this is where we're going to have to rig it again, and we're going to rig it using multiplication. So what you have to do is we have to find the least common multiple. Do y'all remember what the least common multiple is? That's when you find the smallest number that both numbers will go into. So if you look at 4 and 6, don't worry about the negative signs right now, but 4 and 6, they both go into 12, and then 9 and 2, like 9 times 2, that's 18. So you have an option here. Do you want to eliminate the x's by turning one into a positive 12 and one into a negative 12? Or do you want to eliminate the y's and turn one into a positive 18 and the other one into a negative 18? I'm going to go with the x's. So if I want to get 12 and negative 12, now this is where you get to have the choice. Do you want negative 12 at the top or do you want negative 12 at the bottom? I always look at the c. I always turn oh, there's my cat. I always take the smallest number and I turn it into the negative. So I'm going to multiply negative 6 by positive 2, and that would give me the negative 12x that I need. And then what would I multiply negative 4 by to get positive 12x? Anybody? Anybody? Yes, it would be negative 3. Okay, so now we've got the distributive property 3 different ways. Let's deal with the top. Negative 3 times negative 4x, we already got positive 12x. Negative 3 times negative 9y is positive 27y. And then negative 3 times 22 is going to be negative 66. Then 2 times negative 6 gave me that negative 12x. 2 times negative 2y is going to be a negative 4y. And 2 times 10 is going to be 20. Now I'm good to go. I draw my bar and I add together my columns. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I'm just trying to show you guys how you add them together. 12x plus negative 12x, gone. 27y plus negative 4y, well, that's going to be a positive 23y. Negative 66 plus 20, that's going to be a negative 46. Now, what do you multiply 23 by to get negative 46? Well, this is multiplication, and the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 23, and I'm going to get y is equal to negative 2. So I know right now that my lines are going to intersect at something negative 2. Now I got to go find x. So you've got 4 options here. You can go into one of the original ones, or you can go into the ones that we changed. Personally, I would not go into these because these are usually the bigger numbers. I would go back to one of your originals. Since they both have the same number of negative signs, I'm going to pick the ones with the smaller numbers. So I'm going to work with this one, and I'm going to take the negative 2, and I'm going to plug it in place of my y. So I'm going to have negative 6x minus 2. Place the y, I'm putting that negative 2 equals 10. Then I have negative 6x plus 4 equals 10. And then I'm going to subtract 4 from each side. I get negative 6x equals 6. Then I'm going to divide each side by negative 6, and I'm going to get x is equal to negative 1. So my coordinate of intersection is negative 1, negative 2. How do I check it? What if I want to just double check and make sure that they are correct? I'm going to take, marker, and plug the negative 1 and negative 2 in place of the x and y in the original equations. So I'm going to have negative 4 times negative 1 minus 9 times negative 2. And if we did that right, that should equal 22. And then I have negative 6 times negative 1 minus 2 times negative 2. And if we did that right, that should equal 10. Negative 4 times negative 1, positive 4. Negative 9 times negative 2, positive 18. Is 4 plus 18 22? Yes. Negative 6 times negative 1, 6. Negative 2 times negative 2, positive 4. Does 6 plus 4 equal 10? Yes. So we know that is the correct answer. So that means my lines intersect at negative 1, negative 2. Okay, let's look at another example. All right, here we go. Okay, so let's look at this. Look at our coefficients in front of the x's. We have a 5 and a 9. 5 can't go into 9. For y's, we have 4 and 9. 4 can't go into 9. So we got to find the LCM. What's the LCM of 9 and 5? Well, 9 times 5 is 45. That would be 1. And what's the LCM for 9 and 4? Well, 9 times 4 would be 36, so we could use 36. So I am going to do the y's this time since I did x's on the last time. So what I need is one positive 36 and one negative 36. So I'm going to keep the top, I'm going to make the top a positive 36y, and I'm going to make the bottom a negative 36y. So that's what I'm aiming for. So what am I going to multiply 4y to get positive 36? That's going to be 9. What would I multiply 9y to get a negative 36? Well, that would be negative 4. So then I got to multiply 3 things. 9 times 5x is 45x, plus 9 times 4y is 36y, and 9 times negative 13, oops, I'm going to cheat over here for a second. 9 times negative 13 is going to be negative 117. Okay. Negative 4 times 9x is negative 36x. The negative 4 times 9y is the negative 36y, and the negative 4 times negative 9 is going to be positive 36. Now I'm good to go. I've got my opposite coefficients. I'm going to add my columns together. My x's cancel each other out. I'm sorry, my y's cancel each other out. So 45 minus 36 is going to be 9x, and negative 117 plus 36 is going to be negative 81. All right, so 9x equals negative 81. So I'm going to divide by 9, and x is going to be negative 9. So I know my lines are going to intersect. X is negative 9. Now how do you find y? All right, again, you got 4 to choose from. You got 2 of the original, or you got 2 of the new ones. Again, those numbers are big. I don't want to mess with those. So I'm going to use one of these, and they both have the same number of positive and negative signs. So I'm just going to use the top one. I'm going to do that. And the negative 9 is going to go in place of the x. So we have 5 times negative 9 plus 4y equals negative 13. Negative 45 plus 4y is equal to negative 13. Now to solve for 4y, I'm going to add, undo the subtraction. So I'm going to add 45 to the other side. So I get 4y equals 5 minus 3 is 2, 32. I'm going to divide by 4, and y is going to be 8. So my point of intersection is negative 9, 8. Now you can go back and check that one if you want to. Okay, third example. Let's look at this one. Okay. All right, our coefficients. In front of the x, we've got negative 3 and negative 2. Well, 2 can't go into 3. For y, we got 21 and 14. 14 can't go into 21. So what's the LCM of 3 and 2? 6. What's the LCM of 21 and 14? Don't even want to try it because it's too big. So I'm going to work with 6. So we're going to eliminate the x's. So I need one positive 6 and one negative 6. The top I'm going to make positive. So I want this to be a positive 6, and I want the bottom to be a negative 6x. Okay, so what do you multiply negative 3 by to get positive 6? Yep, that would be negative 2. And what would you multiply negative 2 by to get a negative 6? That would be 3. And so then I'm going to multiply using the distributive property. Negative 2 times negative 3x gives me the 6x. Negative 2 times positive 21y is going to give me negative 42y. Negative 2 times negative 21 is going to give me positive 42. 3 times negative 2x is going to give me that negative 6x. 3 times 14 is going to be positive 42y. And 3 times negative 14 is going to be negative 42. Oh, do y'all see something? I'm good to go, but do you notice something? What happens to everything? It all cancels out, eliminates it. So that whole side is 0. 42 minus 42 is 0. What happens when you end up with 0 equals 0, which is a true statement? That means the answer is infinite, which means it is the same line. Okay, I hope that helps you get started on your classwork today. And have a good day. Stay well.